Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles, and I welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys that we definitely want you guys to stick around for. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, as y'all know, I'm supporting the Clippers, and yesterday we just got some pretty bad news surrounding Paul George. Now, some people are saying, well, the news is not really bad. It's bad. And I'm going to explain it to you. Paul George got injured in a game against the Oklahoma City Thunder, and he came down and I think he sprained his knee. And now we're hearing that Paul George will be reevaluated in 2 to 3 weeks. This is what the reports are saying. Now, some people are focusing on the 2 to 3 weeks aspect. Well, 2 to 3 weeks is not far. It's not far away because, well, the playoffs won't start until then, or somewhere around that time, maybe the next 4 weeks or so. But Paul George is slated to come back, I believe, to be reevaluated on April 9th. To me, I think this is a major development when it comes to the Clippers, and I'll tell you why. I want to talk about the standings right now, because the standings will show you why this is a serious issue, and also the schedule. Let's look at the current standings in the NBA right now in the Western Conference. As we currently speak, the race is tighter than ever. I'm just going to focus on the teams from 4 all the way down. The Phoenix Suns have a 38-34 record. They just dropped the game last night against they just recently dropped the game against the Lakers. The Clippers have a 38-35 record. Then you have the Golden State Warriors with a 38-36 record, who recently beat the Dallas Mavericks. Then you have the Minnesota Timberwolves with a 500 record at 37-37. You have the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are a 500 team right now, 36-36, who recently beat the Clippers. Of course, you have the Mavs, who are 36-37. Then you have the Los Angeles Lakers, and then you have the Utah Jazz. The distance between the Clippers being the 5th seed and being in the play-in tournament is only a difference of 2 losses. That's all it is. It's only a difference of 2 losses. Now let's look at the Clippers' schedule moving forward. The Clippers right now, the next game they're going to be playing is against the Oklahoma City Thunder, a team that just beat them. This is a game that they must win. Then they're going to be playing against the New Orleans Pelicans. If I go back to the NBA standings, they're in the kind of the fringes, looking outside looking in, but they're tied for losses with the Dallas Mavericks. So if one or two things happen, they can move up, another team loses, they can find themselves in the play-in tournament. So they're going to be facing a desperate team in the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're going to be facing another desperate team with the Pelicans. I think the Chicago Bulls are also another team in the Eastern Conference who are the Chicago Bulls are the number 10 seed, so they're in the play-in tournament. They're also going to be playing with a lot of desperation. So you have 3 teams that are going to be desperate for the playoffs. Then they have 2 back-to-back games against the Memphis Grizzlies, who are a very good team with or without John Morant. Those are going to be 2 tough games. Then they're going to play against the Pelicans again. Then they're going to be playing against a desperate Lakers team who's also trying to make it into the playoffs. Then you're going to be playing the Portland Trail Blazers, who really have nothing to play for right now. And then they're going to be playing against the Phoenix Suns, who probably will be fighting to maintain the number 4 seed in the Western Conference, and possibly Kevin Durant will be back by then. So when you factor in the fact that Paul George will not be available for all of these stretch of games, you're basically removing a 24 point per game score, and a guy that's shooting 37% from the 3-point line, and you're also going to be missing this playmaking, a guy averaging 5 assists a game. So it's definitely a serious loss because of when it happened. If this happened a month ago, then you can say, okay, this is something that the Clippers can kind of get through and not really worry about. They can find a way to stay afloat. But these games matter. These last 9 games absolutely matter. Now, let's get to the other aspect of this, which is the Clippers roster. Okay, because the Clippers are a team that is still very, very deep, and they have a lot of depth. You have guys on the roster like Nicholas Batum. You have Amir Kofi, however you pronounce his name. Of course, you have Robert Covington. He's there. Paul George is out, as I just mentioned. But you do have Eric Gordon. He's available. You have Bones Highland. He's also available. Of course, you have Kawhi Leonard. You have Terrence Mann, Xavier Moon, Marcus Morris, Mason Plumlee. You have Norman Powell. He's expected to come back March 27th, so he's definitely going to miss the game. He's going to miss at least one game for the Los Angeles Clippers. You have Jason Preston. You have Ivica Zubac, and you have Russell Westbrook. So in terms of depth, the team has a lot of depth. But it doesn't mean that because they have all of this depth, that's going to make these teams that they're going to be playing against an easier team, to beat. Which brings me to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard this year has really bumped his productivity and his production up, to another level, right? Kawhi Leonard is 100% back. He's playing like the all-star that he is. And if I just look at his numbers, because remember, he got out to a pretty slow start this year. But if we just look at his numbers since January, right, when he started playing regular minutes, Kawhi Leonard in January is averaging 27.7 points per game, shooting 54% from the field and 45% from the three. The month of February, he's scoring 27 points a game, shooting 49% from the field, shooting 53% from the three. In both of those months, he shot 90% from the free throw line. And the month of March, he's scoring 27 points a game, shooting 53% from the field, 44% from the three, 88% from the free throw line. So basically, over the last 3 months or since the beginning of this new year, Kawhi Leonard has been a 50, 40, 90 player. Right? He's been a 50, 40, 90 player, 27 points per game score. If we look at Kawhi Leonard, there have been instances in the past when Paul George missed a significant amount of games. This was when the Kawhi Leonard first became a Clipper, and these guys, where Kawhi Leonard went on a stretch where he was scoring 40 like it was crazy. He had so many 40-point games, high 30-point games. So I expect Kawhi Leonard's production to go up. It needs to go up. Let me just put it that way. There's no two ways to look at it. It's been a long time since I've seen Kawhi Leonard as the singular or the primary focal point in terms of the offense without a second number two option, a guy that can get you 25 points a night, like Paul George. It's been a while since I've seen him used that way. So I have to see how he plays like that as the sole option. Obviously, we have Russell Westbrook, but we haven't really seen Russell Westbrook play with more responsibilities, except I think in games when Anthony Davis went out or LeBron went out last year. You saw him put up some 28-point games. But we have to see. I'm not really sure what Russell Westbrook is going to bring to the table. Now, there's one thing to point out. The West is not as strong as it used to be. And a lot of these teams are losing games left and right. So the Clippers may have a chance, right? It's not just dependent on them kind of winning all these games, because some of these teams obviously will lose games and some will hurt the Clippers' chances to remain above the play-in, and some of those wins may hurt, may work in their favor. But to me, I think they have a tough road ahead, and they have some tough teams that they're going to be playing, and teams that are going to be playing desperation basketball. And I hope the Clippers are up for the challenge, because to me, man, it's going to be a tight race all the way to the end. I think the worst case scenario is that the Clippers make it into the play-in. I don't see them missing the playoffs entirely unless they just totally melt down. But I think these guys should be able to stay above water. And if I think they make it into the playoffs, then I think Paul George most likely will be back. I think Paul George, we're looking at him probably being, let me say 3 to 4 weeks away, right? Because after he gets reevaluated, he has to get ramped up again. But these are my thoughts and opinions. So what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think about everything that I said, and what chance do you give the Clippers moving forward? Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and we catch you on the next show.